Hey guys, a while back I made a video about the problems currently with the Japanese Pokemon card market, talking about these alleged market manipulations as well as the supposed price fixing or all the problems in general related to the export of Japanese Pokemon cards, which was causing the insane pricing for Japanese boxes. And one of the highlights of that video was talking about the market lag because the pricing from Japan just continues to go up, yet is not reflected in domestic markets because people have leftover supply that they have previously ordered, making it extremely difficult to compete. Now, I want to talk about this because this is exactly why you will not succeed starting a Japanese Pokemon card business. And I said this already, now is not the time to start a Japanese Pokemon card business. And I guess people don't believe it, people don't understand it. And you can say whatever you want, like it's trying to gatekeep. So basically, if you want to, by all means, go ahead and try. But someone left a comment saying like, can you help me find a Japanese card supplier because I can't find anyone selling it at below whatever price that's already selling for in the domestic market, something along those lines. Basically, they're saying that the price of Japanese boxes that they're finding from suppliers in Japan is equivalent or higher to what it's selling for in the domestic markets, which means there's no profit to be made. And surprise, that's how it's going for everyone. Maybe for the top of the top, they got some kind of special connections that it's not going like that for them. But for the vast majority, I would even assume for everyone, even no matter how much volume you do, probably in the same boat that you know you either a box that you're ordering from Japan is either one higher than the price you can sell it for here, or roughly the same, or basically you're getting either pennies for importing it and selling it, or you're breaking even, just breaking even, or you're losing money even if you order from Japan. And the reality is there is no secret. There is no secret supplier. There's no secret way to get product, at least that I have discovered, to get, you know, astronomically cheap boxes. And you know why? Because everyone is in the business everyone is in the business of making money. You know, those suppliers from Japan that are wholesaling to you, they're in the business of making money. So even if their cost is not going up, if the market price is going up and people are willing to pay more, then the price goes up. That's just how it is. They're not gonna, they're on no contract to keep low prices for you, and there's no like secret person who's trying to sell the, just selling way lower to everyone except you. Because the reality is the markets in Japan are extremely controlled with the export of Japanese cards. So really, there's not like anyone is there sitting on an infinite supply of boxes just trying to sell them as low as they can. And that's why, right now is just not the time to start a Japanese card business. Right now, I would say the prices are recovering a bit. We're not really seeing the prices go up anymore for the Japanese boxes that already like, absurdly went up because I think just people were just incredibly priced out. Like it just didn't make sense at all anymore. Even for myself, I just barely ordered any Japanese boxes. I was only ordering, the the I only ordered the sets that didn't spike a crazy amount. As much as possible. I just avoided, like, I definitely was not ordering any Glory of Team Rocket, any Inferno X that they're selling for $250 a box. So that's really it. Now it's kind of being more controlled. There I wouldn't say the prices are going down a little bit, but nothing like it's not returned back to normal by any means. And so even as an existing business, the only thing I can really do is just, sell existing inventory, hang on, and whenever there is reasonably priced product, like if a new set comes out and prices are dropping for it, there's a lot of supply in the market, then you go ahead and place your orders, and that's about it. There's no secret to getting Inferno X boxes that are selling for $250 for $100 or $50. It's just not happening. And even if you were able to get products, at a 10%, 20% margin right now, I just don't think that's viable for someone starting a new business because it's so capital intensive. It just doesn't make any financial sense. Whereas before, you might have been able to get away with 30% margins, 20 or 30% margins, and it was just so easy to get supply. There was just abundance of supply. They were even willing to negotiate at some point, for bulk orders. You could get, X amount of discount on boxes. So really, patience is key. And the reason why, existing businesses can survive is because, you just naturally accumulate products, or you see the opportunities a little ahead of time, and you're able to at least stock up a little bit on product. So whatever Japanese boxes I have here, I can at least slowly sell through them, and I can get close to the the hugely inflated market value for my Inferno X boxes and make a great margin, doubling, tripling my money on them because I bought them on release, and now they've just ballooned to an insane rate. And so you can make some great profits like that, as well as just making some good returns on the existing inventory you have bought. But for any person starting a new business, it just wouldn't make sense right now. In fact, in a couple months' time, who knows, the price of a lot of boxes could tank, up to 50%. Who knows? Especially because they're just unreasonably high right now. So I wouldn't really recommend anyone to get into it right now. Even if you have the opportunity to buy lower than the current market price, unless you're confident you're able to flip it fast, and then you're gonna make a great return. You're gonna, even if you're happy with making like 10%, and you're able to make that after customs fees, taxes, everything, shipping, go ahead if you think that you can flip it fast, because who knows, in a month or two, if the prices start returning back to normal, start dropping, you don't know, because they are unreasonably high right now. But yeah, the takeaway of this video is that there is no secret. It's pretty cooked still for Japanese card selling, and if you have an existing business, you're probably reaping some extra profits right now, and that's great to enjoy. But you're in the same boat, and you can't really order more at any reasonable prices. Even if you order more, you basically have to sell at the top of the market, because there's people with existing products, who bought it on release and aren't aware that the price has increased so much, so they're still selling it at their whatever percent markup. But yeah, at the end of the day, if anyone wants to give it a shot, go ahead. You can still succeed, probably, at this point, even if you want to start now. It just makes it, so many more times more difficult. And I just don't think you should do that to yourself. There's always opportunities selling cards, and currently this is not one of them. I would still always recommend you can go and look for great deals on local marketplaces, because that is so much easier to comprehend, and it's way easier to be within your circle of competence. If you were to go and see, oh, like just a few months ago, I was saying Charizard UPCs are ridiculously cheap, and then now they're up $100 per UPC. I'm still buying few, here and there, because they still kind of make financial sense to buy them. But the point is, there's opportunities in selling Pokemon cards, but look in the right places and don't try and force something that is not meant to be right now. And right now, it's not Japanese cards. For those of us that already have existing Japanese card businesses, it is looking up a bit, I would say, because I feel like it's returning a little bit back to normal, a little bit closer. Not anywhere close to normal, but it's returning a little bit closer. It's not pumping anymore, at least for the first for what we can see at the moment. And they have pre-orders for the new Abyss Eye set or something like that coming out, and the pricing is a little crazy, but I expect it to come down after release. And so yeah, only time will tell what happens to the Japanese market, but now is not the optimal time to start it. You will probably fail if you start now. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and subscribe to join the journey.